I want to let you know what Slack actually means. So it is searchable log of all. So it means searchable log of all communication and start again. So it means searchable. Fuck's sake. What's up, team? Welcome to yet another video. So the ultimate aim or goal that I have for this video is to set you up with all the features and the hacks of Slack that not many people know about. These are seriously game changers when it comes to working with a team and efficiency within your team as well. And I'm going to be showing you exactly how to leverage this from your phone or laptop. Now, before you guys jump in, be sure to subscribe to my channel. It helps me reach more people like you, and you'll get notified when all of the new juicy videos come out. I have a team of over 60 remote virtual professionals, and without communication, you can imagine we wouldn't still be functioning. We wouldn't be as far as where we are right now. Now, Slack has certainly helped within this process. We've been experimenting and using it for the last year or so, but if it's not leveraged within the right way, it just becomes another software. It becomes another software that you add to the team, you end up becoming overwhelmed, they end up becoming overwhelmed, and it's not being used to its capacity. So I'm here to make sure that that doesn't happen. So stick around to the end so that you can figure out all the features and the hacks to really make it work with your team and put that communication on steroids, yeah? So before we jump in and I show you guys all these awesome hacks that I've discovered over the last year, I want to let you know what Slack actually means. So it means searchable log of all communication and knowledge. In a nutshell, Slack is replacing all of your text messaging, your emails, your Messenger, your WhatsApp, your Skype if you want. So it's a way in which you can have one uniform way of communicating with a team. And it just goes beyond that with all the integrations that it has as well. I mean, for example, when you share a Google Drive link to somebody and then they come back 5 minutes later, oh, the link's not working, or you need to give me access, it's restricted. That doesn't happen when you're using Slack, because when you integrate Google Drive with Slack, it actually notifies you and says this person and this person and this person don't have access to this file. And you can literally, this excited me so much, you can click a button and it gives them automatic access to whatever level you want to that document, rather than you know, and all that toing and froing. It's going to be hours before they can get into that document, right? Because by now you're off doing something else and maybe you haven't checked messages. So I love that function, is it'll notify you when they actually do need access, and then you can choose what level access you want to give them as well. Absolute game changer. Press a button. Awesome. You don't even have to go into the Google Drive app and give them manual access. So the main reason that people are using Slack these days is because it streamlines all of your processes and communication within your business. So it's streamlining all tasks and documents and internal communication among all your team members. Number two is it encourages like timely responses. Responsiveness is massive when it comes to working with a team. It's a deal breaker because it's going to be the difference between something taking one day and something taking 2 weeks, yeah, is the responsiveness. So Slack really encourages that. It's open and it has a collaborative culture. And number three, it keeps employees productive, or your staff productive, through a collaborative community. Through a collaborative community with all the apps and the integrations that are available to really make it work and put your communication on steroids with your team. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna go and swap over to my desktop setup and do a screencast and take you guys through exactly all the little features and the hacks that just make Slack the best thing ever. Okay, so here we are. So this is the desktop app, Slack. I recommend to download this. You can download it on your phone as well. You don't want to be going to Chrome or the web whenever you want to log into Slack. Have it as an app so that you've got easy access to it. First and foremost, when you're getting your Slack channel set up, a game changer for productivity is really making it's managing distractions and hesitations. Such a killer in the entrepreneurial space. And so to manage your distractions, you want to have control over your notifications. It is important that you're receiving notifications, and the way that you can do that is come over here click this down arrow here. By the way, I'm not going to be going through here here, guys, and showing you how to set this up. There's tons of stuff out there for that. I'm merely showing you the little hacks and tricks that I know. So if you come here, go to your preferences here, and here it's going to be notify me about, and default is going to be all new messages. So you want to tick that to direct messages or mentions and keyword. That way you're not being distracted every 2 seconds. You're only being distracted when it's actually directed at you. And so all your other channels with your team communicating can go ahead without you having notifications come up every 2 seconds. So get that done, setting your notifications. Now, when it comes to setting up your channels are here on the left-hand side, and you can make them private or you can have them open. I have a couple of private ones. This is just with a couple of other team members where we talk about confidential things that we don't want other people to know, and it's between us. Receipts, so this is all the receipts that I have, so my accountant bookkeeper has access to that, and I just upload them all there, which is such a game changer. Rather than sending them through email, through Messenger, like I literally just have a Slack folder where I chuck all my receipts in. So every time I'm out, if I'm driving and I fill up fuel for my car, I take a picture of that receipt, I go to the app and I upload it straight away. It takes like 2 seconds. Prospective clients. So in this channel here, I've got a few different forms on the web, and rather than them come to different emails or at different times and something miss out, I've put in integrations here, whereas every single form comes through here, this prospective client. So we can really do awesome follow-up with this setup here. Don't get too caught up on, the hashtags. This is what Slack pride themselves on, right? Is having organized communication, a searchable log of all communication and knowledge. So just make use of these to the best of your ability. You might start some of these and then realize you're not using them so much and they might merge into one, etc. The trick is don't think about it too much. Just start up your channels. You can get a few ideas here from mine. I don't even use this general channel. Email marketing, I do a little bit. Content ideas, yes. Anything that pops up to me, any ideas that I have, I just jot down here and speak directly with my team there. Partnership and collaborations. Yeah, so these are my starred ones. So the ones that we're using the most, I have up here. So this is all things marketing, all things client support, my social media badass team, and unified services onboarding. So all the new virtual assistants that we get, whether they're web developers or social media managers, every time we're onboarding them with new clients, this is where we give our updates in here. And then there's warm lead nurture. So this is a setup that I have with my social sellers. This is basically how we generate leads, and basically that they'll come in here and give me updates and say, hey, I'm not quite sure how to respond to this person, or hey, can you help me out with this, or whatever. Pretty streamlined now, so we don't use that as much anymore, but it does get used occasionally. Now, anytime you're in a channel and you're speaking to somebody directly and you want a response from them, then you can just click their name and you can tag whoever it is and say, hey, did you get around to that thing? Okay, enter, and they're going to get notified when that comes up. And the beauty is as well is hopefully they're using the mentions and reactions folder here. This is a great one. So basically every single time, like I've just had 3 or 4 days off. So what I am dedicating some of my time to do today is going through here and checking who's tagged me and what I need to check. So here I need to check this content, and I also need to review this content here. The mentions is a great little tool that you can be using as well. What I also love is pinning. So again, if you come into our social media channel, you can see there's 9 pinned here. This is a partnership and collaboration campaign that we had that got pinned because there's a couple of important documents there. There's, okay, make sure that's blurred out. There's my password for Facebook that's shared, social media manager calendar, or social media marketing calendar, sorry. So that's there, contents there. What else have we got? So there's just a few important things here. A CRM. So this is a Facebook CRM I was considering, and I just wanted to pin that so that I didn't miss it. And you can easily unpin stuff as well. So it's cool that you can come back to it. The other really cool thing is you can always set reminders as well on here. So as an example, like please take 3 minutes to watch a screencast. I could come here and then remind me about this, and maybe next week I want to be reminded about this. That's it. That's going to remind me. That'll pop up in here and it will say reminding you about so and so. So that's a pretty cool feature as well. You can also remind your teammates as well. When I get to my favorites shortcuts, so just bear with me while I'm taking you through these main parts. So that's pinning. So pinning is great. Another thing that you can do is star. Now, the differences between pinning and star is pinning is messages pinned for everybody in the channel, and then star is messages only for you. So if I come here and let's say I want to, so my apologies, it's not star, it's actually save. So if you come here, for example, click this, add to saved items. So that's going to be for you only and not for the team. And the way that you find that is you can always come back to your saved items here and here you'll see it. So I've got a few saved here already from previous things that I don't want to miss and I want to have there at my disposal. So those are the difference. Okay, so saved item is only access to you and pinned is for everybody else in the channel. Another cool thing is actually changing the theme of the channel so that it's not just like the boring old gray. So what you can do is go to preferences, themes here, and you can just choose a color, update it. There's a few different preferences here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can choose it and modify it as you wish. Just, so it spices it up a little bit and it's not the same old plain Jane thing. Another cool thing about Slack is you can actually, so if you're a coach or a consultant and you run group programs, or if you do one-to-one coaching with clients, you can actually use Slack to communicate with your clients. And so you just do that by adding channel, create new channel. And generally there's going to be an option down here, and I believe it's in the paid version. We've only just gone, this is free up until like 10,000 messages. So we'll probably upgrade soon. I think it's like $7 or $8 per person per month. And so if you do have the paid version, you can come here, you can name it. So it might be with Client Sally. And then there would be an option here. There would be an option here to share outside of the speed up crew, whatever your name is. And then you can create that and then invite them to the channel there. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this prospective clients thing that I have here, or this channel that I have here, this is all about pretty much every single form that I have out there, all comes into this one spot. Okay, it's nice and streamlined, and it's, you basically set it up with integrations. And so we've got Zapier that we're using here as well. So I've used Zapier, and I also have Google Forms that's in here, but most of these are all done through Zapier. So Zapier, you can use it with Google Forms to integrate here, and the way in which you do integrations is pretty straightforward. So you just go to Google. Zapier is great because it's really user friendly. So I did all this setup myself. It took like all of 15-20 minutes to set up each one, and so you just follow the instructions. You just say Zapier, Google Forms to Slack. The first thing that comes up in Google is what you want to be clicking on, and then that'll go through step by step on how to do that. So those are all, I guess, some of the more basic functions and tricks that I've been using. It's a really great way, especially like having all your forms in one place. It's just a great way to have really organized and streamlined communication with your team. And so in this next part, I'm going to take you through and show you my favorite shortcut. And for y'all that know me, I'm all about efficiency and productivity. So this really excites me. So do let me know though below if you've got any cool hacks or features that I haven't mentioned. Yeah, let me know below in the comments. I'd love to know. So one of my favorite things, and I mentioned this previously, I just showed you a different way of doing it, but you basically / and you can do a reminder here. So if you're wanting to set reminders either for yourself or to someone else, you / reminders. I'll just do it for myself. Reminder, Rebecca, and then in brackets, email me with updates every Monday, bracket closed, and then you're telling Slack every Monday at 9 a.m. Oops, I need to take out the S. Oh, it's remind. Okay, so / remind Beck, and then you tag who you want. Email with update every Monday at 9 a.m. Bam. And look, if you stuff that up and it gets a bit complicated every couple of days and you don't know what it is, this comes up and it will give you a prompt on how you can do it. So show some examples. Okay, cool. This is how I can say it, or this is how I can say it. And once you get the hang of it 2 or 3 times, you'll be on a roll, and it's a really cool little shortcut there. Now, the next one I want to go through is how to quickly edit a message. Yo, what's up? If I wanted to, either I can click on these 3 dots and then I can go edit message. That's like 2 clicks. Ain't nobody got time for that because you have to move from your keyboard to your mouse. Now, a really great way of doing that is command and then up arrow. So press command up once you've sent your message. hello, command up, and then I can just go ahead and change that. No, I want to say hell, for example. Not that I would, but there you go. Okay, so command up if you want to quickly go through and edit those messages. If you're anything like me, my fingers are going a million miles an hour faster than I can think sometimes, and I have a lot of errors. So doing that is really cool. Okay, now number 3. Okay, so when you're wanting, you need to make use of the search bars. And so basically you can come up here, this big massive search bar up here, and search for anything whatsoever in all of these. Okay, but if you want to look into a specific channel, you can go in like this, and then whatever channel it is, it might be in, oh, it comes up here as well. Let's just say in general, and I might be searching for puppies. That cute puppy that I'm trying to find, okay? And obviously there's nothing there, but that's how you would search. If you can't be asked coming up here and doing this shortcut here, you just click on the channel itself. And then you can also press Control F here, and it does that automatically. Control F, puppies, and then go ahead and search for that there, okay? That's gonna help you to really find what you need to find in, in a quick manner. Another really cool thing is with this sort of same shortcut here, if you're looking for something specific, like maybe it's got a link, or maybe it's got a pin to it, or a star or reaction or something, you can say in general, and I might say, let's go to here. Okay, I'm searching in here, social media badasses, Control F, and I'm looking for something that I want to find, something that has a link in it, because that's really going to narrow down my search here. Has a link. Oh, awesome. There's like a million links in here. Okay, but you get the point. Has pin, but honestly, like probably the fastest way to do that would be just to go straight to all the pinned folders, which you could just do by coming here and then clicking once. So that's another cool little shortcut hack there. The next thing you can do is, if you're looking for a specific message from someone as well, you might, I might say I want to read all the messages from Monique in here. And then in here, I can see Monique's message. Jan, for example, Jan and I have a lot of communication here because he's my social media marketer and manager, and he also does my video editing. So maybe I'm trying to look for something from Jan. He's not available to find it for me because he's just a master at finding everything. And I got to come in here and I got to do it myself, right? So I come in here and I'm like, okay, it's from Jan, and it's going to be, I want the actual date as well. So it might have been before August. So everything before August is going to come up here. Or it might have been after July. Okay, so all those messages after July are going to come up here. Like if I've got an idea in my head of like the time span, that's going to be really, really handy. So those are a few of my favorite little shortcuts. Okay, and so last but not least, look, I think some of these shortcuts are really going to improve your overall communication system with your team. But let me show you how you can look at all the other shortcuts. You might have different preferences to me, which is highly likely. So if you do want to come in and check out all the shortcuts that are available to you. Okay, so to get to your shortcuts, whether you're on, I believe in a Windows, it's Control and then /, and then on a Mac, it is Command and then /. And then you can see all those different keyboard shortcuts coming up here, and have a browse through there and just note them down, or I'm sure you can print them off somewhere. Share them with your team as well, so they can really start to leverage the wonderful world of shortcuts and the hacks here available to us. Now, one last thing before we go is, if you are looking at integrations, which you absolutely should be, I would just suggest going to apps here. So click these 3 dots, click on apps, and you can see all of the different apps here that you have available to you. So I've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in here. Now, if you want some extra ones, then you can come through here and just have a browse and see, which softwares you're using and which ones can actually integrate already. And if they can't integrate here, then you can use Zapier to integrate them. So they're pretty cool. Again, you can go to Browse App Directory. That'll take you to a web page where you can actually just go through and view every single one of them. So that's how you get set up with your integrations and your automations, is first by just having a look at what is available. And most of them are available to integrate there. So, yep.
that's it for the screencast here. Thanks for watching, guys.
Now, if you are scaling your business and you're not quite sure who your next hire should be or what you should be delegating next, likely to someone who's going to be jumping on Slack within your team, go ahead and download my delegation cheat sheet. I will drop the link below. I know this will give you tons of clarity. Now, if you have got some value out of the tips, tricks, and hacks shown here, and you have found it to be a comprehensive guide, I would really appreciate if you hit that like button, subscribe, or hit the bell to be notified as well, because that helps me to reach more people like you. Now, when you hit that notification bell, you'll get first access to my next video, which is going to be about why big companies outsource and how they make tons of money from it. So be sure to hit that notification bell and you'll be notified when it comes out. Now, in the meantime, while you're hanging out for that video to come, there's a couple of videos here I know that are certainly going to peel your banana and help you out. Hire a virtual assistant, steps and advice here, and outsourcing to a VA, not the mistakes not to make. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video, and again, I hope it's been valuable. Share it with someone as well if you feel like they could get some value from it as well. We're all here to help each other out, and yeah, thank you again for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.